Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Antoine, and I will be retouching another image from a set that I did with my wife a few days ago. Um, this is a image that we started with from the last image. The last channel that I did, where I went through the walkthrough of how I got to this image. So in this video, I'm going to do a complete retouch of another image that I did of her, which is this one. This video I'll show you my actual step by step of what I do to um, get the images that I get from my retouching. So um, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. Also like the page um, and leave comments if you think that this is helpful for you. Um, let's get started. So first, what I do is I set my PPI to 300 and I do a 16-bit image. So I go into the sharpen tool and I change my sharpening amount for all my images, typically at 43%, 1.6 for the radius, and my detail I put at 38. Your numbers will determine, or it would different from mine, but just play around with the settings. But this is usually the settings that I'm pretty good with. Next, I go into the lens correction and I enable my lens profile correction. So I just play around with it to see what I like or don't like. So usually I check it sometimes. And that's usually what I do. I don't mess with anything else in here. Um, Depending on my white balance, depending on the shot, I might mess with my white balance. But other than that, I just stick with the sharpening and the lens correction. So hit open image. And this is the beginning of the image. Just a quick note, when it gets to the micro dodge and burn part, I'll stay on it for a little bit, but I'll fast forward it so I won't bore you to death with that part. So duplicate the layers and I group them together. And frequency separation, I don't spell out the whole thing, I just put FS. And we do the high layer and the low layer. Uncheck that. Make sure the low layer is highlighted. Go to filter blur and then Gaussian blur. And my radius usually is around 16 for this image size. It's pretty. Yeah. And turn on the high layer and go to image, apply image. For the layer, I choose your low layer, blending mode to subtract, and my scale is 2, offset 128, 100% opacity, RGB channel, and hit OK. Normal blending mode, you want to change it to linear light, and this brings it back to the original image. And here, I spend some time just cleaning up the skin from blemishes, a little bit of discoloration depending on the image. But I just go around the entire image and just spend a little bit of time doing this. Try to stay in the same general area of where you're cloning from. Some people use the clone stamp tool, some use different methods to remove the blemishes. I find it easier to use the healing brush on this one right here, the healing brush tool. Spot healing brush is sometimes okay, but usually I use the healing brush tool. And I just go around the whole image and try to remove some of the things that I can remove now. I don't mess with this area because it looks kind of discolorated. So just go around and just remove the blemishes. Like I said, we'll deal with the lines in the nose and the lines in the eyes later on in the video. So you just want to be very, this takes a little time as well. It's very tedious with some people. Some people have more blemishes than others. Luckily for my wife, she has fairly decent skin, so it's easy to retouch your images. Makeup artist is always great to have on set when you're doing shoots like this with higher quality images. But she didn't have a makeup artist. We didn't have a makeup artist at this time. It was kind of an impromptu shoot, so she did her own makeup, and she did a pretty good job at it, I think. But we just go around. Fix this area later. We'll fix this area later. It's just a little discolorated, but we'll go over for now, and then we'll blend it in later when we get to the later layers. And usually with the holes in the ears, I usually remove them away if they don't wear earrings for the shoot, so we can just clone it out. Should be fine. I don't think she'll be mad at me. And then we'll fix the blend mode in there later. Actually, let's do it now. Let's fix it. This is the clone stamp tool is pretty good with doing it. Let's blend it in. And then when we get to the coloration part of it, we'll even everything out. But for the most part, that's fine. Let's remove this little bit of hair up here that's falling on our ear. These types of retouching are, like I said in my last video, if you spend time on retouching, your images will come out really good. TLC, time, love, and care is what I tell a lot of people when they're retouching. I see a lot of guys that or women that retouch really fast, and it shows in their end product. So you want to spend some time on just retouching and just spend time. All right. So let's get this right here. Get it out. Okay. Let's get back here. Just clean up. Okay. So we'll fix some of these areas later. think they'll blend in a little bit better when we actually do this next part. So we'll remove this little bit of hairs on her face. I don't want to tell her she has a mustache, but she'll get mad if I don't remove it. You may notice some parts I might just skip. I usually go back in when I do my final check. I usually clean up some of the things that I might have missed or that I might have brushed over. So don't be alarmed if you see some stuff that I might have missed. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And we'll fix this eye gook glue from our eyelashes. We'll fix that later in the video. Have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this. Okay, so it looks pretty good. We'll fix this also on her necklace. Very tedious. Let's try the clone stamp tool for this. Put my opacity up to about, let's see, 60% should be good. Some of these parts I might just fast forward it through, not to bore you. Almost done. Well, not really, but this is typically what the high-end retouchers do, day in and day out. Retouch for hours and hours. All right. Oops. Messing up. Let's try this one more time. Let's use the filling brush for this part, so we can keep that blending right there. Okay. And that's fine for now. Get these little pieces down here. Get those little pieces. Okay. Alright, so next we go to the low layer, and I typically do this. It's the only thing that I do on a low layer. I choose a lasso tool. My feathering is at about 15 pixels. And just go around her face. And go to filter, no, noise and median. And I choose about 30% or so, depending on the pixel size, but about 35 is really good. 35. So this is how it looks for now. Just kind of just blends it in. It's very subtle, but it blends in a little bit. We can probably go a little further and just go around the face. Filter. Let's try a little bit higher. Let's do 45. Let's go around. Command F to paste that. To add that there. So just Command F. Instead of having to go back to media and do everything all over again, just Command F. Let's do this little section down here. Command F. Let's bring that down a little bit. Just do 35 for this. 34, that's good. And back here. Let me see how 45 looks again on that. That's good. And we're going to do this one more time. And we'll do that about 45 as well. 47, that's good. And we'll do our nose. And we'll do this at about probably 35. Let's see, 40. That's good. Okay. Do down here. Enough. This section. Okay, perfect. So this is the frequency separation section of it. This is the before and this is the after of it. So what it does, it takes when we do that part of the full load layer, it typically takes the color section and the texture and it kind of blends it together. So you kind of can see how it kind of blends it together. But so it still retains all the texture, it just kind of fills it all in. Okay. So once we do that section, we do this is the part that everybody's going to hate, the micro dodge and burn that I do. MDB, micro dodge and burn. Change the blending mode to soft light. And I do a help layer for the black and white layer. Oops. Help. H-E-L-P. So this is going to be the help layer. So we change this to bring this down enough to where you can actually see the separation of the two, of the dark areas and the light areas. So it's still about right there. Okay. So brush, white and black, opacity 100%, flow at 1%. So like I say, I'm gonna go through a little bit of this and then I'm gonna fast forward it so I won't bore you guys. So we want to just do these little areas that are kind of the little dark areas that you see here, underneath our eye and our nose. This little guy right here, darken this area right here a little bit, lighten the area around here. So we'll just go through that right now. So just a little bit of it. So just go. And you want to make sure that you just gently brush. I recommend using a tablet of your choice, whether it's Wacom tablet or any other tablet you have. I have a walk them into its into its Pro um, tablet that I use. Um, I used to use a mouse. I don't know how I lived myself after using a mouse, but it was horrible. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I would do without my tablet. So I recommend if you have one, great. If you don't have one, you need to get one. I promise you it'll save your life and your wrist. So we're just going to just gently just take away the dark areas on her face and blend everything in. This usually takes me a while to do, so I make sure that the photos are really good. My philosophy on this is, yeah, it's not, this image is not going in no magazine or anything, but if you practice on it the right way, when your time comes, when you are getting published or your photos are going somewhere, you already know what to do and how to do it. It wouldn't be new to you. So I just say just do it now, get it out the way, and get used to it. So when the time comes, it's no thing to you. So just a little bit of it, just to show you what I mean. This is what it was before. Oops. So what I'm going to do is just gradually build this back up. Okay, so I'm going to go around and do the rest of this, and I'm going to just speed it up for you to almost to the ending part of it, so we can go to the next section. With the eye, you want to make sure you don't completely take it away. The lines under the eyes, you want to keep some. It's a little natural under the eye. You don't want to completely take it away to where she looks like a mannequin. No one wants to look that perfect, but I just usually just keep it. Just go over a few strokes on her eye, and usually just keep a little bit of the lines there to show that they're real, that they're not fake. So I'm almost finished up this micro dodge and burn. Took a while, but almost there. I usually can go a little bit longer with this. I know it seems like I've gone long already, and I have, but usually I spend a little bit longer doing this, but because of the video, I'm trying to rush as much as I can with this, but I'm almost done this part of the video with the micro dodge and burn. So once I finish this part, then we'll just take a look at the before and after of this part, and we'll go over it, just assess to make sure everything's okay, and then we'll move on to the next part. Alright, so we're going to finish this last little section right here, then we'll be done. So switch back to white. We won't hit every little part, but we'll just kind of gradually go over it. Alright. Okay. So that's as good as it will get. I'm guessing. Like I say, spend a little more time on it, and it'll probably be perfect. But for the most part, got the major things out the way. Okay. So here's your. Actually, this last part here. So here's your before and after. Before and after. Alright. Before and after. So typically when you do this, you catch little things that you might have missed when you're going through it. When you look at it for a long time, you will miss some stuff. So you might see me go back and do this later on, where I might pick up on some things that I might have missed before and after. Okay. So once we're done that part, we turn off the layer, and at this point, I do a skin saturation. And on her skin, on this image, I usually do reds, and I do -23. Because right now she looks kind of orange kind of color. So about 23. That's about good. All right. Next, what we typically do for this is it's kind of a toss-up between. I usually go back and forth between these two layers that I'm about to do. I can do a black and white layer, and I change the blending mode to multiply. And when I'm on this level right here, I usually just go through and make sure that everything looks kind of even around the skin. And I usually dodge and burn, go back into the dodge and burn layer to dodge and burn certain areas if I see that it's kind of out of place or something. But this looks okay. Yeah, it looks good. So I usually take this down to about 15%. And this only brings back some, just gives her that brown texture in her skin. So I mask it out, Command I, put it to 100%, and white brush, and just mask that part back in. So I don't want it to affect the actual background, just our skin color. I'll go with the eyes, we'll fix that part. And we'll do the hair too. Why not? And this bottom part of the neck area. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so we'll just group these two layers. We'll call this skin. That. And next what I do is I do a layer, new layer, change the blending mode to color, come here and I pick pretty fairly decent color. We'll do this blue. Let's do here, see what we get from that. Yeah, we'll do that color. And then we'll do a layer mask. And we'll invert it. And we'll do our opacity at about 14%. White brush, and then we'll just color in the texture, I mean the color area that need to be colored in. Saturate the highlights just a little bit. We won't bring those back. Her cheek area, that was kind of red, we'll fix that too. So what this does, it basically just fills in those areas that are not color. And it's basically just blending everything in. Let's do this. Yeah, that's better. So we don't gotta do every part of her face, just certain sections of her face that needs to be blended. entire shoulder area, neck area. Okay. All right, so and let's bring this down just a little bit. Say about 75%. Okay. Let's get out of here. Okay. So this is skin color. We can actually add this layer into here to the skin. We'll just change it to skin. All right. So let's just see where we are right now. So before and current after. Not complete after, but current after. Before and we're here. So you see around here, we've kind of fixed this area right here. Not completely done, but getting there. Okay. Next, we're going to do a let's try to clean our eyebrows a little bit before we go into the global dodge and burn. See down here, we missed a little area down here in the dodge and burn. So what we'll do, we'll go back and fix that real quick. So we're going to dodge and burn layer, micro dodge and burn, white layer, 100%, 1% flow. We'll just tackle that little area right there. This is the reason why I do my layers like this is I'm able to go back into certain layers I need to go back to. I don't merge down layers or anything until I'm, or stamp layers until I'm completely satisfied with that image. I can go forward with it. Okay. Good. Let's get down here a little more. It's bothering me. All right. Perfect. Some little sections of our forehead. Okay. All right. So turn that off and go back to the dodge and burn layer, DB layer. So let's group this and let's call this CRO dodge. Oops. And burn. And this is a so this is the get it right. There we go. The micro dodge and burn, or the global dodge and burn. So let's call this micro help. And then we'll do another black layer. And we'll call this global help. And we'll change the blending mode for this. We'll do auto just to get an idea of what we're looking at. And then same 1%, 100% opacity. And usually I start with the black. It's a little better start with the black. So we'll just go over gently over those areas globally. Just gentle strokes. Just kind of build up. Want to make sure you don't want to go too far. That's why I use a flow at 1%, so I can kind of build up to what I want. I think I said I wanted to do the eyebrows first, but previously, but it's okay. We'll take care of it. Let's fix that. See how this looks before. Okay, here we go. So we'll try to stay in the same path of the light areas and the dark areas. We won't go too far from what it already is currently. We're just adding to it, just to build up to it. Okay, so looking pretty good. Okay, so this is pretty good. Pretty much did the job here. That's typically what I do for the global dodge burn. So let's turn off the help layer and see what we got for now. So this is before and the after. Before and after. So what we can do is we can darken this area down some right here. Oops. Let's darken this area down some. Let's pick this color or skin. Kind of blend that in. So instead of doing a black layer, I just chose a color of her skin and just blended it in. Did I just messed up? Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, guys. Got to change this blending mode to soft light. There we go. Okay. Just wondering why it looks so dramatic. Let me see how it looked before. Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, got to change this to soft light, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's better. That's better. Oh, that looks so much better. Okay. Yep. Okay. So what we can do now, since that's done, we just look around and see what's going on, what we got here. So she has a little bit of something going on right here. So let's fix that in the frequency separation. So this again, this is one of the main reasons why I don't do a stamp layer just yet, because I can go back and fix these little parts that I might have missed. And everybody has their way how they edit photos. There's more than one way to skin a cat. This is just how I skin my cat. No, not really skin my cat, but this is how I retouch the photo. Don't even own the cat. Okay. All right, here we go. So, okay, that's a little bit better. Fix those little areas that were kind of bothering me. Fix this down here. Just little problem areas that I catch. All right, good. Yeah. One more little area. Just saw it. There we go, right there. Okay, much better. Okay. So, global dodge and burn, before and after. Very a little subtle. Nothing too overly dramatic. We just build up to just building up. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna just go over the image one more time before I do this stamp layer to just make sure that I'm happy with what I have. I see a little problem area right here. Um, Catch light, that little highlight area, but I just fill it in. Let's go do this one more time. Okay. So just gonna go around the image and make sure that everything that we have we're satisfied with. Let's remove this little bit of stuff. I'm thinking of doing another frequency separation in a few minutes. So let's do our eyebrows right now while we're on the frequency separation layer. That way we don't have to create a new layer just for that individual eyebrow. So we just some people do this differently. They like to use a pen tool and draw lines, and I'm horrible at the pen tool. Well, I can't say I'm horrible at it. I never really honestly tried to know how to use it, but um, I don't use it. So I just spend time at doing this, but I don't mind. I'd rather do it the way I know and get it done right than to spend more time and not knowing how to do it. So we're just gonna go around and we're just gonna clean our eyebrows up. I'm guessing the new in thing is messy eyebrows, uh, from what my wife said to me, but I'm not with it. So I like clean eyebrows. So your model likes those kind of eyebrows. More power to them. They want to keep them messy and all out of control. More power to them. But if you shoot with me, you better come with your eyebrows done, or I'll do them for you. But we don't have to make it. We don't have to make it perfect, but I just want to clean up. And doing this by moving the pixels, you can tell that some of the areas are getting a little darker and lighter. So we'll go back and fix that in the dodge and burn part of it. Like I say, this doesn't have to be perfect. And let's go to let's kind of fill this in a little bit. Don't like that. We'll fill it some. We'll do another thing. We'll do another way to fill it. Just went too far. That too far? No, I think I'm okay. Now let's get that. I think I want to still add some. Some back in there. We'll fix that later. Let's just move on. We'll get it later. Let's go back in micro dodge and burn. Return on micro dodge and burn help layer. And we'll just look at and see what we need to dodge and burn. Okay, there we go. All right, turn that off. Okay, I think I'm good. So we're gonna do a stamp tool. I have a button on my Wacom tablet that creates a stamp tool, but for just do Command Option Shift and E will create a new stamp layer. And for here, we're going to remove this kind of eye hook a little bit. It should be pretty simple. We'll try a few things out. I really don't know what I want to do with it. I'm just going to test it out and see what we got. So let's try to use this kind of to push it up, just to kind of hide it. Actually, let me move this down. actually looks pretty good. Didn't know what I was gonna get with that, but actually decent. Let's get these hairs out of her eye. Okay, it's pretty good. Let's get this one right here. Like I said, these things are kind of up to you what you want to do. If I see it and it bothers me, I just want to remove it. Okay. But if you remove it, you got to make sure that you either remove the entire thing. You got to remove the shadow also. I think this shadow right here is what this eyelash is coming down here, so we should be good. Okay. And let's just do. I don't know. Let's see if we do something like this. Let's copy this whole section here, and we'll paste, and we'll move. Let's see, we want to drop it here. Let's rotate. See what we get from that. See how it looks. And then let's do a layer mask. And let's do black. And we'll do about 70%. And let's move. Because all we're doing is just kind of just filling in. Actually, I want to bring that back. Just filling in that little area. But if I do that, that's going to take away that little bit of highlight. So let's bring this down. We'll just gradually just bring it back. So what we'll do, we'll do a new layer, and we'll do soft light, and we'll just bring back a little bit of that shadow. I mean, that little bit of that highlight there. Let's see if we can see where it is. Yeah. Okay. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I mean, if this was for like a magazine or something, I probably would spend a little more time on it. But in this case, actually, I think I want to. It does look kind of off. So let's go back here. Let's go back to this. I don't like that. Yeah, we just keep it like that. I think that's fine. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll just that. Try to fill in this little area a little more. Okay. We'll click that layer. We'll call that eye. Okay. So I think I want to do another frequency separation layer just on her nose, just to kind of soften it up a little bit because it looks really kind of hard. So, new stamp tool, duplicate, same thing as before, group layer. We'll call this FS2. High, low, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 16. High, apply image. And we're going to do low 2. Low. Let's change this. Yeah, let's go back. Low 2. High 2. Oops. Yeah. Low 2. Same settings. Linear light. And then we're going to do lasso tool. And filter noise median. 40 is pretty good. And I want to do around this eyebrow. Okay. Let's do around this eye a little bit. I usually do this sometimes just to blend it in. Let's just go around, make sure we got everything. Just if any section that needs to be patched. Let's do this section right here. Okay. Let's do our eye one more time. Okay, good. Section. Okay. Yeah, so that softened it up. Okay, good. Okay, almost done. Just going around making sure everything is okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do another color layer. And I'm going to do this color right here. I'm going to fill and do a mask. I'm going to do maybe 3% here. And what I want to do, I want to kind of blend this in a little bit more in her hair. You know what? Now let's take that away. That's fine, we'll keep it like that. Alright, let's just skip that whole part. Alright, so I think we're good. We're looking good. I can say it's not 100% complete because we hold up. So let's go back. Let's do this down some. Yeah, okay, it's better. So usually I would spend a little more time on it, but for the most part, I think we're pretty good. We've accomplished what we wanted to do. So the last thing I do, well, one of the last thing I do is I add a little more color back to it. So I go to reds and see how +9 is. Yeah, +9 gives it just a little more redness from when we saturated. So we do add skin set. It's all good. And the final thing I do is new. Oops. Okay, let's do something is not right. It would not let me do a new stamp tool layer. There we go. So new stamp tool, and we're gonna go to change the blending mode to. So we're gonna add. So this is how I bring back sharpness to the image. Right now it looks pretty sharpened to me, but we're gonna bring back just a little bit more sharpness to it. So new stamp layer, we'll call this sharpen, and we're gonna go to normal linear light. And usually when I get to this point, I just do kind of like my final check to make sure that the skin is is pretty even all around, that there's no blotchiness to the skin. Um, but for the most part, we look pretty good. So once we do that, linear light, we go to filter noise, and then we go to add noise. No, sorry, not noise. Filter, other, high pass, sorry. And I do 1 pixel, hit OK, and then I bring my opacity down to about, I don't know, 10%. 10% is good. Very subtle. Just a little bit. That's all we really much need. I didn't really mess with her lips at all at any because it's fairly decent. Oh yeah. One last thing I forgot to do, which I almost forgot. I usually liquify just a little bit. Certain areas like down here. Oh, usually my pressure is at 7%. My density is at 50. I do 7% for the pressure because I like to kind of build up to it where it doesn't really go down too far. It doesn't take a whole lot away. So I kind of have to gradually build up to it. We'll fix this part right here with the lip a little bit. Let's bring our neck in just a little bit. Drill it in just a little bit. It's real minimal. Let me see. shape the eyebrows a little better. Fix this part. Okay. I think we are good. Okay. Kind of gave a little bit of shape. Okay. I could do the background, kind of even it out a little bit, but I'll do that another time. I guess it's not that big of a deal. Actually, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a new stamp tool. We'll call this one shape. Oops. And then we'll call this one background BG. And what we'll just do a quick selection and see what happens, what we get. See how this works out for us. Did a pretty good job on that. Refine edge. Let's feather out a little bit. And we'll just kind of just bring in these little hairs. Bring in these little hairs here. Let's bring in these hairs too. It's natural. It's a natural hairs that all of us have, male or female. My computer is running a little slow. We're already at 3 gigs already. Okay. And then we're gonna do a selection, new layer with layer mask, and hit OK. So this basically affects the. Let's see what we got. So this is going to affect the background layer here. What we're gonna do. So to get this, you just hold down the option button and then click on the actual little eyeball. And now what we can do is let's choose paint bucket. Let's choose new layer and hold down option to only affect this layer. And then let's choose this color. Oops. And let's choose this color right here. And we'll go in this layer. And we'll just color this whole thing here. And what we're gonna do when we do that, we kind of we want to add some noise to it, so it won't look so fake. So we'll go back to this layer, and then we'll go to filter, noise, and then we'll add noise, and we'll do, you really can't see it, but let's go a lot and see if you can see it. Oh, that's on that part. Don't want that. Actually, that is what we want. So let's bring down to about 2%. That's a 3%. And then let's take our black brush. Let's take our black, when we did the gray, it kind of went over a little bit. So we'll do the black brush so we can actually see what we're doing. Let's do white. And let's bring this back. Oops. So we don't want it on the skin. Okay, let's see how it looks. What are we doing wrong? Oh, let's do it in this layer. Oops. Okay, now we should be good. Okay, now let's see how we're doing. Almost there. Okay, almost get this little back part here. Trial and error. So let's do our shoulder and this little spot up here. Our shoulder. Alright, we'll have a lip area and the eyelash. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. Background. Okay, that's the background. It has some noise to it. Okay. Alright, so I think we're good. So let's copy this and do a new layer. Copy this to before. Put it up here. So this is before. So before and after. So we did a pretty good job. I hope you enjoyed um, me showing you the how I retouch and my way of what I do, and hopefully it helps you um, in your retouching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. Also, if you haven't done so already, visit my YouTube channel. Visit my website, um, www.antoinemaxwellphotography.com. I'll put the link in the bottom um, in my bio, and also check out my Twitter account. I also put it there, and my Instagram. Um, and always keep on retouching. Take it easy. Thank you.